Hello, this is Tim again. They're coming in thick and fast at the moment. Have you seen, I don't know whether you saw the Andrew Marr show this morning, but I was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted to see Neil Ferguson pontificating about the pandemic. Well, you may say, well, my goodness, but surely he's a professor. Well, he is a professor. And he's the professor who was forced to resign because he'd given us all this advice that we had to socially distance and we couldn't see our friends and our estranged partners. And he, meanwhile, was having assignations with Antonia Starts. Well, that doesn't seem... Antonia Starts. It doesn't seem to have stopped, does it? It doesn't seem to... Well, he doesn't seem to have stopped. He doesn't seem to have stopped. And, this is even after he was seeing Antonia Starts behind his wife's back. This is the sort of thing, frankly, that we've just seen with Matt Hancock. He with the grinding out bureaucracy. Oh, hello, missus. I'm grinding out a bit of bureaucracy here. Just doing some paperwork. Just doing backroom taxes. What? Probably. Oh, I'm just sorting out another ruse for my local pub landlord. I don't know. Anyway, Neil Ferguson. Neil Ferguson was that man who was caught with that girl and was made to resign. And then his wife's mother, his mother-in-law of all people, said, "Poor man, he works his socks off," she said. I think she said that in Australia. Poor man. Well, works his socks off. That might be a welcome euphemism for what exactly he was doing with Antonia Starts. And Elon Musk, I think, got it much more on the nail when he called Professor Neil Ferguson a tool, a spanner, I suppose, an utter moron, he called him. And you would have thought that's where it would have stopped, but it didn't, and nor did he. So he was supposed to have resigned from SAGE. That was the organisation which was offering sage advice, wise advice, to the Prime Minister about how we should be managing this pandemic. And yet, even after he'd resigned, he was still linked to all this sage advice. He was an active member of a thing called NerveTag and Spy M. And he's now been sort of welcomed back 6 months on. He's been welcomed back into these organisations. But you can find he was actually contributing stuff to them all the way back. He just wasn't in the public eye. And now he is. Now he's actually on Andrew Marr giving advice. So while we're gearing up for what we're supposed to be calling Freedom Day, we're actually being given so much qualification that there won't be any freedom at all. What this man is now saying is that 200,000 people a day will have COVID. There will be 2,000 admissions a day, maybe 3,000 admissions a day if we're unlucky, and 500,000 people will acquire long COVID. And this is a result of freedom. It isn't freedom. I don't know quite what the government's game is, but this is duplicitous. Either we have freedom or we don't have freedom. But we can't have freedom with so many qualifications that it's locked down in any other language. There is a simple word for this, and it's deception. It's lies. We cannot say one thing and do another. We are either then in the world of some Alice in Wonderland fantasy, or we're in the world of deceit. I mean, I know I would much rather live in a wonderland, but I am terribly worried that here we are in a sort of hell, presided over by people who seem to have no moral compass. And how do we judge that moral compass? Because they're busy doing their, extra bureaucracy. Madam, I'm tickled to death, tickled in there. Yes, we are. And why is there such a lack of moral compass? It pains me to say, because we're led by somebody who's already been there, done it. And I would have been the first to have defended Boris and say, well, you know, the truth is not necessarily the most important thing. Moral rectitude is probably not the most important thing in a prime minister. But actually, I was wrong. Because what we are seeing is the decay of public office. What we are seeing is a point at which we, the people, are going to turn around and say, not only do we not believe these charlatans, these frauds, these brigands, these people who can't keep their tools in the appropriate toolbox, we're going to defy them. And already people are switching off their trace and track apps. This is dangerous. It seems to me that we have the makings of a dangerous situation, and we have a pandemic. It's so clear. It's one of the saddest. It was one of the saddest things I saw, to see this man wheeled out again. Surely there are other people who can be wheeled out in place of a man who has brazenly broken the rules that he helped to make. What are we expecting now? Matt Hancock to be turning up, running some other department. Ooh, gotta find a place to put my bureaucracy. Where can I put my bureaucracy? Ooh. Do follow me. I'd be really interested in your views, and please reassure me that things are not going to hell in a handbag. But yeah, there we are. And ring the bell. Ring the bell. If you can find it. No, Hannam's calling. Gotta go. Do come and join me for tea another day. Or maybe there'll be more news this evening. Keep your eye on that bell. Bye-bye.